Explosions and gunfire have rocked an international airport in Yemen, killing at least 25 people and injuring dozens more. It's believed the attack was targeting members of the country's newly appointed government, which had just arrived on the tarmac.
Panic and confusion at Yemen's Aden airport. Crowds of people, including children, running for their lives amid the sound of gunfire and another explosion. Minutes earlier, members of Yemen's new unity government had landed at the airport from Saudi Arabia, where only days ago they'd been sworn into office. They were disembarking on live television when the attack began. The officials, who included Yemen's Prime Minister, were ushered to safety, but many innocent bystanders weren't so lucky. Among the dead was a local journalist who was on air when his phone went silent.
أديب هل تسمعني؟ أديب
Our attention to the subcontinent, where a Hindu temple in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province was reportedly destroyed by a mob of more than 100 people. And it is also being reported that they were apparently led by a cleric who incited the locals over a long-standing land dispute. Now, the Supreme Court of Pakistan had approved the extension of the temple grounds, but the mob claims that the top court's order was actually being violated. The temple is located in the city of Karak in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The mob first surrounded the temple for several hours and then reportedly destroyed the roof and the walls before setting the entire structure on fire. Interestingly, the police also happened to be at the site, but they did not take any action to stop the mob. And also, according to reports that have emerged, a political rally was also organized in the same area, and some pretty fiery speeches were delivered, following which the mob assembled. But the leaders of the political party that actually held the rally and also gave those inflammatory speeches have denied all responsibility.
These residents of Darfur are angry and scared, and they don't want the joint UN-African Union mission to end, chanting that they will not leave unless the peacekeepers stay. The protesters say the troops' departure will create a security vacuum. And UN officials admit that problems remain in the region.
Darfur has seen a spike in clashes involving the Sudan Liberation Army / Abdul Wahid elements, as well as in intercommunal violence. Attacks against IDPs, civilians and protesters have also continued throughout the year.
But officials also say they are confident the United Nations Integrated Transition Assistance Mission in Sudan, or UNITAMS, will fill the void. UNITAMS will focus on providing development and economic assistance.
Police in Nashville on the defensive tonight, saying, quote, hindsight is 2020. This after it was revealed that the girlfriend of the suspected Nashville bomber told police that he was making explosives in his RV back in August of 2019. That's 16 months ago.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Tonight, newly released 911 calls revealing the moments before and after the blast. Just before 5:30 a.m. Christmas Day, the first call comes into Nashville police, reporting what sounded like gunfire in the city's tourist district.
There have been 3 rounds of gunshots inside the building.
But it was another call to 911 16 months earlier some say could have prevented the entire tragedy.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
August 21st, 2019. An attorney reports he's concerned about one of his clients.
Maybe I can defuse this situation.
Police show up at the home of Pamela Perry, who, according to the officer's report, tells them she's the girlfriend of Anthony Warner, the suspected bomber in the Christmas Day explosion in Nashville who died in the blast. She says that her boyfriend was building bombs in the RV trailer at his residence.
Hong Kong's top court has revoked bail for media tycoon Jimmy Lai. The high-profile pro-democracy activist is facing charges under new security laws imposed by Beijing. He was released on bail last week, but prosecutors argued he should be put back in prison.
For the first time, the Court of Appeal here in Hong Kong, the highest court in the territory, basically ruled for the first time in a case involving the new national security law that was imposed on Hong Kong 6 months ago. And in their 12-page ruling, the key section is paragraph 30, where they say that the judge in the lower court erred when he decided to release Jimmy Lai 8 days ago, saying that that decision was invalid.
The Ministry of Justice on Thursday apologized for the spiraling COVID-19 outbreak at the Dongbu Correctional Facility in Seoul. This comes as the facility, as of Thursday, has seen a total of 792 cases, with 771 inmates and 21 facility workers infected. Another person has died, bringing the number of deaths linked to the outbreak to 2. But the outbreak at the detention center didn't stay behind bars. It has also spread to some of the workers' family members, bringing the total cases linked to the outbreak to 837 so far. This is the biggest cluster infection from a single facility that the country has seen. Officials attribute this dire outbreak to the dense population and the poor ventilation of the facility.
Hours after security forces claimed 3 terrorists were shot dead on the outskirts of Srinagar on Wednesday, the families of those killed alleged that the innocent young people, including the son of a police officer, have been killed in a staged encounter and passed off as terrorists. The family said that one of them is a Class 11 student. The army said they were planning a major terror attack on Srinagar-Baramulla highway. The Jammu and Kashmir police tried to distance itself from the encounter and said that the army carried out the operation and they eventually rushed to the spot. In a statement, the police said all 3 were terrorists but were not listed as terrorists in police records. The police used the term overground worker for any person they suspect to have links with terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir.
Madrasas will be closed. Teaching Quran cannot happen with the cost of the government. So if we have to teach Quran with the cost of government, then we have to teach both Bible and Bhagavad Gita also at the cost of the government.
Yes, there were. There were witnesses, and the body cameras were operational, is what I'm advised.
Well, say they're Minneapolis police officers, not community response team, then, correct?
People get assigned. The question.
That's not what I said.
No, the question was, were they 3rd precinct officers?
That's not what he said at all. That's not at all what he said.
And this is why it's nice to have one question at a time. If everyone's shouting out questions and I'm answering a question over here. Okay.